What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. So guys, I'm gonna go over something today in this episode that I've gone over numerous times, and I think it's really important. The whole principle really bears repeating. So, okay, please hear me out before you jump down my throat in the comment section. I know the second I say this sentence, people are going to be upset, but just bear with me. A cheap watch doesn't necessarily equal a good watch, okay? Just because you got something at a low price doesn't mean it was money well spent. Let's explore this a bit further. It's 9:41 a.m. Let's get down to business. Okay, so what am I getting at? Well, remember a couple weeks ago when I reviewed that SKMEI Mudmaster, the SKMEI Mudmaster, I'm putting it in quotation marks. People defended that watch in the comment section to the death. They called me every name in the book. They called me a watch snob for even daring to compare that SKMEI watch to a Mudmaster. I almost said Buttmaster. I meant Mudmaster. Oh my God, we're gonna get demonetized here. They told me I was being an idiot. They were like, SKMEI isn't trying to make a Mudmaster T3, they were just trying to make a simple digital watch, and it's your fault for comparing it to a really expensive G-Shock. Okay, I guess the fact that the SKMEI was like a one-to-one copy of the G-Shock and it looked similar in like each and every way, down to the buttons, down to the indexes, down to everything, I guess that's just simply trivial. Shouldn't have compared them. And I guess all the people that write to me daily asking me about that specific watch, if it's a viable, affordable alternative to a G-Shock, I guess I should just ignore those people, right? Now, it's true, that SKMEI Mudmaster was like worlds cheaper than an actual G-Shock Mudmaster triple sensor. I think, you know, the Mudmaster triple sensor, when I bought it, it was discounted on Amazon, and it was like $575 versus the SKMEI, which was like $17 on Amazon. So I'm not going to deny that SKMEI is way cheaper than a G-Shock Mudmaster, but just because you can get it at a cheaper price, does it make it a good deal or even a steal, as some people were calling it in the comment section? Well, in this case, no. You see, the SKMEI, any way you cut it, is an objectively poorly made digital watch in comparison to a lot of other digital watches that you can find at a lower price than the G-Shock Mudmaster. So what I'm trying to say is, even if we weren't to compare that SKMEI to an actual G-Shock Mudmaster, the SKMEI is still not a great digital watch. The plastic feels hollow and cheap. The indexes were poorly done. It looked like they were overdrawn and almost like bleeding through the dial. They were practically smudged. The backlight had like hot spots. Part of the dial was well lit, other parts were dim. The water resistance isn't there. The functionality absolutely isn't there. Like, of course, it's not going to do all the things the G-Shock Mudmaster does. It doesn't have a triple sensor. It's not going to have world time. It's not going to have any of the alarms or the atomic functionality, the solar functionality, none of that. But again, even for a simple digital watch, that SKMEI isn't a good option. Enter the Casio F91 and all of its variants. Okay, you can find this watch sometimes for like $9. I found it today at the time of filming for $9 online. It doesn't suffer from any of those weird flaws that the SKMEI does, and it's actually less expensive than the SKMEI. So again, just because something is the cheap option doesn't make it the best option. Doesn't even make it a good option. And guys, I personally own a Casio F91. I'm wearing a G-Shock DW6600. You can't claim that I only like that triple sensor Mudmaster because it's expensive and I hate anything else that happens to be less than $100. No, I highly recommend a Casio F91. Moving on to another example that got me into a bit of hot water. In a recent episode, I referred to a Pagani design Daytona as trash, I think. Just roll it. Okay, they show the G-Fart again. They have a Daytona from Pagani design. I know some of you guys actually own this watch. I've seen them, I've held them, they're trash. Okay, I'm sorry, they're garbage. I stand by that statement. Boy, I had no idea what I was getting into though when I said that. It's so funny, like there's groups of people, there's clans, if you will, out there. There's like the Invicta Boy clan, there is the Vostok clan, and then there is the Pagani design clan. So It's very, very confounding, right? Because the Vostok Amphibia clan, they know that their watches are cheap, and they're like stubbornly proud of it. They're like, it's cheap, but look at all this innovation, the terrible crown malfunction, the wobbly crown, that was actually designed. It was designed to be trash. And then these Pagani design people, they don't want to believe that their watches are cheap. And then finally, you know, the Invicta clan, they can't count. So I don't even know if they know what numbers are. I'm kidding, guys, relax. The Pagani design Daytona is a blatant ripoff of a Rolex Daytona. I think it's kind of cool that they did put threaded pushers and a threaded crown on the Pagani Daytona, just like a real Daytona. The weird thing is that some of the common examples of that watch only has a 30-meter water resistance rating. Now, at the time of filming, the most recent variant of that watch has apparently a 100-meter water resistance rating, so bravo to them for actually like upgrading. And guys, real quick, just because a watch has a 30-meter water resistance rating doesn't mean you can take that watch into 30 meters of water. It means it can withstand 30 meters worth of pressure, but to essentially treat the watch like a piece of paper. You don't even want to get it splashed. But if you must have a Pagani design Daytona, please try to find the one with the 100-meter water resistance rating. But okay, I called the watch trash, and then people in the comment section were defending the watch by saying you get a really nice watch for not a lot of money, and if something happens to it, you can just buy another one. So you're literally claiming the watch is disposable. Kind of like trash. Wow. So let's say you spend $89 on this Pagani design Daytona, and I know you're gonna say, oh, well, you can find it cheaper here, you can find it cheaper here. Okay, the cheapest I could find it right now was $75 on AliExpress, closer to $76. Okay, whatever, 75, 76, whatever. Now, real quick, the problem with ordering it on AliExpress is that you give them your money and you may never see the watch. That's exactly what's happened to me when I ordered that AliExpress MVMT, and then when I Googled my issue, seems like that's a very common problem. You give them your money, you maybe never see the product. But I digress. You spend 75 bucks on this Pagani design Daytona. The quality control isn't great. It's cheap. You're getting a Seiko quartz movement, that's good. You are getting a sapphire crystal, but it's not like innovative at all, right? There's nothing really original about this watch at all. It's funny that they put design in their company name because they didn't really design anything. In fact, Pagani Design is essentially just one big cash grab. They know that they can just rip off really expensive sought after watches and sell them for a very, very cheap price so that people can feel like they're getting a really nice watch at a steal. And the messed up thing is Pagani Design knows the people that buy their watches are going to defend their watches, because anyone who has the audacity to talk down on a blatant ripoff, well, they must be a snob, because you're looking down on people that can't afford the real thing, so you're being, you're the lowest of the low, you're mean. You're mean, time teller. You're not allowed to bring up the quality control issues, you're not allowed to bring up the watch's fogging and humidity, you're not allowed to bring up the watch's sometimes not even working, the handset falling off, the general underwhelming specifications and the lack of innovation, or the fact that it's just a blatant ripoff of a watch everyone already knows about. No, you're just a snob for speaking poorly of a cheap product. Guys, again, I'm saying this as I wear my G-Shock DW6600. I wear inexpensive watches all the time. I own a DW5600. I own a Casio F91. I own watches that cost under $100, and I wear them all the freaking time, weekly. But I guess all of a sudden I'm not allowed to voice my opinion on a watch that I think is objectively poorly made. And because this is just on the top of my head right now, why not save that $75 that you'd spend on that Pagani watch and hold on to it, save a little bit more, and buy something like a Dylos. That Dylos waveform that I literally just reviewed. Let's look at the spec sheet really quick on that watch. 300-meter water resistance rating, reinforced titanium case and bracelet, Seiko automatic movement, hacking and hand wind, sapphire crystal with 5 coats of anti-reflective coating on the underside, a ceramic bezel, really good lume, and it's not a blatant copy of a prolific watch that everyone already knows about. It's not boring. And yeah, that Dylos is more expensive than the $76 Pagani design. I think the Dylos was $299, but the Dylos isn't a disposable watch, and there's a ton of examples like that. You can get really cool watches still at a pretty attainable price that aren't disposable. The Dylos uses really sought after materials, ceramic, sapphire, titanium, really uncommon things, but they're not charging the hefty price tag that other companies might for those materials. So guys, I'm not trying to push that Dylos watch on you. I'm just trying to give you a little bit more perspective that you can either throw away $75, $76, sometimes $89 on a Pagani, something that's disposable, something that will probably break, and something, I know, people in the comment section are like, oh, I've had mine for 2 years and it's my favorite watch. Fine, enjoy it. I'm just trying to let you know that there are attainable watches that are objectively much better made with much better materials than Pagani. And I'm sorry guys, unless you're wearing like a G-Shock DW5600 that's like bomb-proof, you'll never be able to break it, $40, I think I bought mine for $37 brand new. And yeah, that is a watch that if I somehow find a way to destroy it, I won't feel bad throwing it out and buying another one. Unless you're talking about that watch, saying that it's disposable is not a fun way to like defend your watch. So just because something is cheap doesn't mean it's good. And on the flip side, because I know everyone's typing this, just because something's expensive doesn't mean it's good either. But guys, I know this was kind of a harsh rant. A lot of people are probably going to take this poorly. Oh, you're a snob. You're a snob time teller for telling the truth. At the end of the day, people can't defend Pagani design watches without also calling me a name, which is really interesting. It kind of proves my point. Like if I were to ask you, why did you get a Pagani design watch? If you simply just said, I bought it because I enjoy it, I really just like it, that's fine. That's a perfectly acceptable answer. Buy what you like. But what's not okay is to defend your watch just because someone voiced their opinion on it and just call them like every name in the book. It's ridiculous. So far I've made enemies with the Pagani design watches, the Invicta boys, and the Vostok amphibians. Bring it on. Oh my God, I forgot about Tag Heuer. Add them to the list. But guys, listen, I make fun of watches all the time here. I have fun, we have fun. Most of this is in good humor. Guys, don't take it too seriously, okay? I make fun of watches. I assess watches, but just because I say something bad about a watch you might like, don't take this as like a reflection of yourself, okay? I'm not speaking about you, I'm speaking about a watch. I don't even know you. Relax. But if you want to call me a snob at the end of the day, if that makes you feel better, then go for it. Go, please. Be my guest. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this T3 watch rant. Have a great weekend. I will see you on the Saturday live stream that we do every Saturday around 11 a.m. Pacific. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the affiliate links in the description below. I'm Jory Goodman, the time teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.